Let me ask you a question. If your car broke down today and the repair cost $1,000, would you be okay? Or would that one single event destroy your entire life? You look successful, you pay your rent, you go to work every morning. But inside, you are living in a state of constant, low-level terror. You feel like you're walking on thin ice. You tell yourself, if I just work harder, the fear will go away. But it doesn't. You think the problem is that you don't have enough money. But the real problem is that you are building a house of cards and you are terrified of the wind. Let me tell you the story of Arthur. Arthur lived in a box of glass and steel. He was 32, a freelance designer in a city that never stopped raining. To the outside world, he was fine: clean shirts, modern apartment, expensive coffee. But Arthur's life was a math problem he solved every night, and the answer was always zero. Every evening, Arthur opened his banking app instead of Netflix. Rent, loans, credit card debt. He moved numbers around like puzzle pieces. If I skip lunch on Tuesday, he thought, I can pay the internet bill on Friday. He wasn't poor, he made money, but it flowed out of his hands as fast as it flowed in. He felt like he was running on a treadmill that was going slightly too fast. One slip and he would be smashed against the wall. Arthur believed the cure for anxiety was control. He thought, if I build the walls higher, the wind won't hurt me. So he stopped saying no. Client needs a project in 24 hours, yes. Work the weekend, yes. He cut out everything that didn't make money: no cinema, no friends. He isolated himself in his apartment, surrounded by the hum of his refrigerator and the sound of typing. He thought he was building a fortress. But he was just adding more cards to the top of a wobbling tower. Just one more month, he whispered, then I'll be safe. The collapse didn't happen with a tragedy, it happened with a cup of tea. It was 2:00 p.m. Arthur was finishing a project that was supposed to cover rent. He reached for his mug, his tired hand twitched. Splash! Liquid poured over the keyboard. The screen flickered, a buzz, and then black. Silence. Arthur didn't scream, he simply slid off his chair onto the floor. His tool, his money, gone, and he had zero savings. Panic came like suffocation. He calculated no laptop meant no project meant no rent meant eviction. In his mind, he wasn't just a guy with a broken computer, he was already homeless, sleeping on a park bench in the rain. He realized that despite working 12 hours a day, he was exactly one cup of tea away from ruin. The house of cards had fallen. The next morning, the rain stopped. Arthur walked to a small repair shop, carrying his laptop like a dead body. Behind the counter sat an old man named Elias. Arthur was shaking. Please, it's my life, I need it fixed today, I can't pay immediately, but… Elias looked at him. Calm down, son, it's just a machine. It's not just a machine, Arthur snapped. It's my rent, it's my food, if this doesn't work, I fall. Elias took off his glasses. You are wound too tight, the old man said softly. What? You, Elias pointed a screwdriver at Arthur's chest. You vibrate, a machine that vibrates too much, shakes itself apart. He opened the laptop, it's just a short circuit, come back in 2 hours. Arthur walked out, he had 2 hours with absolutely nothing to do. He went to a nearby park and sat on a wet bench. He watched a tree. It was a thin, young willow tree. The wind was blowing hard. Massive oak trees stood rigid, their branches creaking violently. But the thin willow, it bent. It bowed all the way down to the grass. And when the wind stopped, it bounced back up. It didn't resist the storm, it moved with it. Arthur realized he had been trying to be the oak, rigid, immovable. He thought strength meant never bending. But he was fragile because he was rigid. He had no flex, no community, no backup plan other than work harder. He realized the worst thing had happened, the work stopped and he was still alive, the sky didn't fall. Arthur got his laptop back, he paid with his grocery money, but it worked. He sent the project, he was late, the client was annoyed but didn't fire him. That evening, Arthur sat in his apartment. Instead of opening a new project, he opened his phone. He found a contact named Mom. He pressed call. Hey, he said, no, nothing's wrong, I almost broke today and I realized I'm lonely. Arthur didn't become rich overnight, the debt was still there. But he stopped building the house of cards up, he started building the foundation out. He started saving $5 a week for peace. He started seeing friends, he built a safety net of people, not just numbers. He realized that security isn't a number in a bank account. Security is knowing that if you fall, there is soft ground to catch you. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe to the channel.